Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry I've been radio silent for a couple of weeks, but I've been deep in the editing suite for my next film, When the Dust Settles, which is set to have its theatrical premiere next Wednesday. Couldn't be more excited about that and finally getting to show it to the public. It won't be available on my YouTube channel for a few weeks after that, per my contract in the company that I'm working with, but rest assured, you guys will be able to view it on here as soon as possible. When the Dust Settles has got everything you could ever want in a film. It's got epic fight scenes, beautiful romance scenes, a CGI budget to put Avatar to shame, except no, it's not got any of that. Even though I've exploited the cinema format to the max, you know, the black and white, the aspect ratio, I ultimately wanted to keep this film as grounded as possible. So why the 4:3 aspect ratio rather than the 16:9, typical kind of cinema standard? The kind of box format really adds a level of intimacy, but also claustrophobia. That is a dynamic that I really felt reflected the characters in my film. There's a real kind of intimate bond there through their kind of familial relations, but there is also a sense of entrapment whenever they're in each other's presence, a real sense of awkwardness, kind of fragile masculinity, kind of butting heads. So the square frame really works at a character level, and the dramatic tension that arises simply from how you choose to present the film. Which leads me on to the black and white, which was a decision that I didn't make until later on. There are practical reasons why I wanted to do black and white, and there is also, again, a kind of more thematic reason. And the thematic reason is that when you think of black and white and what it represents as a kind of, you know, clear-cut, dynamic, very morally unambiguous, I thought that provided a brilliant contrast to the kind of moral grey that clouds the film, and the fact that neither character is right or wrong in their perspectives and beliefs, just different. Practically, I think black and white is easier when thinking about continuity. We were shooting entirely outdoors. We did have a bit of an assortment of kind of blue skies, grey skies, cloudier skies, cloudless skies, and when you're dealing with black and white, rather than starkly different colours, you're just dealing with different shades of one or two colours. So it was easier to create a visual flow in the film. The other reason for black and white was that on the sunnier days when I was shooting, the landscapes were just so aesthetic. The film opens and concludes in a more coastal area, and the kind of expansive shots we got of the beautiful blue and green landscapes were just so cinematic and so aesthetic that I felt it would actually be detriment to the film, because your eyes would just instantly be drawn to the kind of beautiful vistas and not to the substance of the story, so I felt like it could be a distraction. And the other reason is that in the editing, black and white is just so beautiful for creating contrasts and brightness, and with black and white I find in editing you have a bit more control over where you bring the focus into the image and the frame. Particularly with some of the shots we got, there's a beautiful kind of natural light that frames part of the character in the light and part of the character in the darkness. It perfectly captures the kind of dynamism of the characters and how they do flip back and forth, and how you kind of sympathise and relate, but how you can also condemn them at the same time. I think black and white was definitely the right move for this film, along with the aspect ratio, and I cannot wait to see it kind of on the big screen. So stay tuned for next time, guys. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.